You are now listening to the Vitalize podcast. Hey yo, what up, family? Welcome back to the Vitalize podcast. You're here with your friendly neighborhood host, Mr. Marcus Black, and I'm so incredibly excited and elated and ecstatic and all the other words just to let you know I'm happy that you're here with me today, man. I had to think about it for a second. I know y'all like, yo, where you been? I'm back. I just had to be extra for 2 minutes. If you are new to the Vitalize podcast, you are probably wondering, do I need to adjust my headset? The answer to that is maybe, because I ain't turning down ever for nobody. Turning up. Ooh, that just hit me. Oh my goodness, in my shanana. We are going an entirely different direction with this show than I was planning on going 30 seconds ago. So you're welcome, because I'm going to be obedient to what I'm feeling in my spirit I need to give today. So, that said, yeah, if you're new, man, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am extra. I'm a big ball of energy, but I am all about pouring my heart and soul out in service to those who are part of the community. So if you here, what up, family? You part of the community. And I'm so grateful, thankful, and blessed to have you here as a part of this community. And today, we're talking about something really big. Matter of fact, I'll plant the seed for those of you who are like, I'm busy and I don't got a lot of time. I want to teach you a principle that revolutionized my life. And if you tap in, it's going to revolutionize yours. And if you've been struggling with attention, getting attention on what it is that you do, on your business, on your dream, on your podcast, on your coaching programs, on your website, if you've been struggling with views, if you've been struggling with live views and who's watching and trying to get people, then listen, stay tuned today, because I got something for you. If you've been discouraged, if you've been wanting to throw in the towel, ooh, this message is for you. So don't you throw in the towel, and you hold your horses, because we're coming right back to that. But I had to welcome all the first-time guests. Listen, there's no such thing as a second-time guest in this community. Use family now, so welcome. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for the love and the support. There's no such thing as a second-time guest, so you locked in now. You one of us. So welcome to the Vitalize community team. You can. Shout out to my TikTok, my new fam that just joined from TikTok. If y'all don't follow your boy on TikTok, holla at your boy. You can find me there or Instagram, whatever. Pick your poison at mblackspeaks. Shameless plug. But I love it. I love being able to build community there. I've been going live every day, so I've started a new thing. It's called Morning Motivation with Marcus, and that's on TikTok only, exclusively. So if you find me there, make sure that you hit the bell notification so it alerts you. It's going to be somewhere between 9 and 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time every day. So if you don't use TikTok, create you a little account just so you can come and get some morning motivation. You can get a dose of this every day, because you can. And now, man, there's so many people going through so much. There's a lot of people who feel like throwing in the towel on their dreams. There's a lot of people who feel like giving up. There's a lot of people who have been devoid of a life-giving community to lock arms and surround them with love and hope, and to literally encourage them to chase the dream, to encourage them not to give up, to teach them how to make their dream a reality, and to propel them into everything they want to do in this life. There's a lot of people who haven't had that, and if you're one of those people who haven't had that and you want to have that, this is an opportunity for you. It's an incredible opportunity for me to introduce this episode's sponsors, which is Embrace Your Ambition. That is a faith-based personal development movement that I co-own with my dear friend and partner, the one and only Ashley Faye Brandstetter. Shout out to you, AFB. But if you're that person who's been needing that, give yourself the gift that keeps on giving. I promise you, the one gift that you can give yourself that will never return void is the gift of personal growth and personal development, the gift of self-investment. So if you've been on the fence and you've been kind of hearing about this thing, or you never heard about it at all, you have an opportunity to literally join me in just a few weeks, June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Denver, Colorado. It's going down. We're all staying at the same hotel. It's a hotel conference, so the relationships that are built, the community that is forged, the life that will be given, the principles that will be taught, the equipping, the skills that will be given is all next level extraordinary. And we just signed on, literally, my brother and friend, celebrity motivational speaker and television host, Tom Coverly. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for joining in and believing in the movement. But we just signed him, so come and meet a TV host. You never know. You could be a guest on his show. Influenced. So shout out to you. And I just wanted to offer this opportunity to you if you want. Listen, don't y'all tell nobody I told you this. Don't you tell a singular soul I told you this. If you want to join us live in Denver, Colorado, I want something for you and not from you. You can get a proud to pay ticket. That means just get in the room. You pay whatever you want. It don't even matter. You can just, seriously, there's no limit on the amount. You pay whatever you can afford to pay just to make sure you can get there. And you get there. If you do proud to pay, that includes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's June 2nd through 4th. But if you want a premiere ticket with some crazy extras that we got going, the VIP experience, then use code YOUCAN. That's YOUCAN for extra 20% off. And that's just for y'all for being listeners to this community and this podcast. So don't you tell nobody else. Code YOUCAN. Holla at your boy. Thank you again. Visit EYAmbition.com. That's EYAmbition.com, short for Embrace Your, and check it all out. You can read about it. You can see the speakers. You can see a highlight video, and you come and join us because you can. So now, what am I getting at today? What do I want to talk to you about? We talked about this earlier, and I kind of alluded to it. Peep this. I've been going live for a few days here on TikTok. I've started this new thing, Morning Motivation with Marcus, and people are liking it. And this one particular day, it was a small group of people. There was a few of us. It was like 3 of us at the time, and then one more joined. And Old was the one who joined in for a treat. If some of y'all join this podcast or you join this YouTube channel from my TikTok, then you already know where I'm going, because some of y'all were there to see this unfold live. But if you weren't there, don't worry. I'm going to spoil it, and I'm going to give you the tea today. So you came to the right place. So I'm going live and I'm pouring my heart and soul out and I'm telling this story. Listen, I'm chill. I'm in a chill mood. I'm chilling out. I don't want to be crazy. I just want to share my heart, right? Well, I'm sharing my heart, and this one lady who came to me from the For You page. If you don't know what that is, it's like the main page where you're just scrolling people, and she just randomly scrolled across my account. And when she scrolled across my account, she tapped in because the message I was sharing was for her. And I told the story about trees. I guess I'll tell you a little abbreviated version just for you. So I don't know if you know this, but trees lose their leaves at fall, in autumn, at fall for a reason. That's not just because it's a cool thing to do. That serves a purpose. See, what you may or may not have realized is that trees shed the extra weight because then during the cold season, that's a message for somebody already. During the storm season, during snow season, when the branches get weighed down, they don't have the extra weight of the leaves so they can survive. It is a self-preservation mechanism built into their DNA to help them survive. Well, a couple of years back here where I live, the trees hadn't had a chance to lose their leaves yet, and we had this crazy ice storm before Halloween. It was too early for that type of weather. And I promise you, it looked like World War III. It looked like a bazooka just went off everywhere and just bombs over Baghdad, and it just looked crazy. Like there literally were trees snapping like really loud and in the middle of the streets, covering the street completely. And it was kind of scary to hear. We were without electricity for like 10 days or something. It was crazy. Like, it was like living by fire. It might not have been 10. I don't remember. It was a lot of days, like a week for sure. So as I was telling them that, I said, that's a message for somebody today. Those trees died, and I no longer have my big, beautiful tree that used to rest in my front yard because it snapped and split and had to be completely uprooted. Broke my little heart because I literally got that home because of that tree. But the weight was too heavy. And the message was, some of y'all right now are carrying weight that you were not meant to carry. You are carrying weight that is weighing you down and that is literally breaking you. And then I shared how I have been doing the same thing. So the message is as much for me as it is for you because I just spent some time in the hospital. Oh, by the way, I guess aside, let's pause. I'll come right back to that. Y'all ain't see me last week because I spent some time in the hospital because of doing exactly what I'm saying. Carrying unnecessary weight that I should not have been carrying, raised my blood pressure. I'm good. I'm healthy. Y'all know I've been on this health journey. I've been changing my eating habits. I'm good. All my vitals look really good. but my blood pressure was off, and that was likely due to stress because I was just like that tree. I was breaking and folding under the pressure because there was some things that I had been holding on to that I no longer needed to hold on to, that it was time for me to let go. So the question for you today is simply this: what is it that you've been holding on to that you need to let go of? What is it that you need to literally shed the weight so that you don't fold, bend, or break under the pressure? Learn the lesson from nature. God gave us those gifts and those ability to learn those lessons so that we can put them into practice into our own lives, right? So I'm telling that, and one lady says, wow, I can't believe I stumbled across this video, but I'm so glad I did. This message was for me. And I said, my friend, it's a pleasure to meet you, and you are not here by chance. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And then that's when the troll came in. It was 3 of us, and the troll came in and wanted to destroy the vibe and literally said, bro, don't say that. It literally is by chance. Ever heard of an algorithm? So he wanted to have a little snotty attitude. And I said, first of all, I don't believe in chance. I said, it wasn't a chance when I was in that car accident where me and Death did the tango, and I came out on the other side, and all 4 of us walked away from a mangled car and lived to tell the story, and now I get to help people all over the world. That wasn't by chance. It wasn't by chance. And I just went in. Then I was telling all these stories from my life of impossible, and improbable situations that I have come out on the other side of. And when I did this and I was here and I was giving it and I was tearing it up. And then he just was like, bro, calm down. Didn't you realize there's only like 4 people here, bro? And he was saying to me, like, you just got turned up on me for 4 people. Like, WTF is wrong with you? Why would you do that? And that's when he really messed up. He had already messed up by telling me, I'm like, listen, you believe what you want to believe, but in my world ain't no such thing as a coincidence, and I'm going to tell you why. My life has shown me otherwise. So that's where I was, and I was all big and turbo turned. And then he messed up and said, there's only 4 people here. And there's a highlight of this part, a little bit of it. I went on like a 10-minute rant, but there's like 2 minutes of it on my TikTok right now. And I said to him, I said, let me learn you something. You could take a boy out the South, out of Mississippi, but you can't take the Mississippi out the boy. I said, come here, let me learn you something. I said, maybe you've never learned this lesson in your life, but I'm going to teach it to you right now. I said, how you do anything, is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So yeah, it's only 4 people here, but I don't give a good gosh dang about that. I'm going to give you everything I got because somebody in this live might be at the end of their rope. Somebody literally listening to the sound of my voice might be feeling like giving up. Somebody the world is crashing down on and they're here for a lifeline. And I'll be dang if I'm going to sit here and I'm going to turn down and offer them anything less than what I give. I don't care if it's 22,000 or 22 million. You're getting everything I got. Why? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. And I taught him that lesson, and then he disappeared. And also there were a lot more than 4 people watching at that moment because obviously I started going in on a troll, and then people got attracted to that, and they're like, yeah, you tell him. And then I did tell him. But when I finished telling him, I told them. And what I told them is what I'm going to tell you today. Somebody right now, under the sound of my voice, has been so discontent with where you are that you are offering less than what it is you have to your current situation. If, let's say, I'll give you a real example. You're in a job. You're in a job that you hate, and there's tedious tasks attached to this job. It's sucking the life out of you. So you're saying, forget it. I'm just going to show up as a slug and do the absolute bare minimum, be the last person in the building and the first person out. Because I hate it. I hate everything about it, and it's just taking life away from me. Let me caution you, my friend. How you do anything is how you do everything. And what you don't realize is that you are building a habit that will follow you in whatever you do. Now some of y'all about to get mad at me because I might be stepping on some toes. Are you a person that gets in a job and you love it and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and 3 months in you hate it? Everything is awful. And then you go find another job and you love it. It's the greatest thing, so much better than that last place. And 4 months in, you hate it. And then you keep switching jobs, and you keep switching jobs every 3 months. And I'm not telling you to listen to the person that's been working somewhere 10 years and you say, I can't do this no more. I'm over it. Let me go get something life-giving. I'm not talking to you. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking to the serial offenders who switch jobs every quarter, every year. At some point, when do you reconcile within yourself that the common denominator is you, that you take you everywhere you go? So if you're taking you everywhere you go, when do you evaluate yourself and what it is you are or are not doing to contribute to the circumstance at hand? And sometimes that's a tough pill to swallow, but I'm here to give it because I love you and because it matters. These are things that I've had to come to terms with in my own life. And there was a time when I was working a job that I could not wait to get out of. I hated it. And I started giving less, and I started having a lackluster attitude, and that's not me. And you know what? It took somebody who loved me enough to pull me aside and say, bro, what are you doing? I was like, what you mean? What am I doing? They're like, this is not you. That's not who you are. Look at you. Don't worry about them and what they're doing. They could be horrible. Yeah, that's fine. You build your habits now because you're going to lean on your habits. When crisis hit, when chaos hits, when the world attacks your business, your dream as an entrepreneur, you will always revert to your level of training. You will revert to your level of habit. What are the habits that you built in your life? And so if you built a habit to run, the first sign of adversity as an entrepreneur, and I hate to spoil it to you, you have a dream of maybe being an entrepreneur. Maybe some of y'all is cool and you're like, you don't want that stress and that pressure, but some of you do. And you want to work like it for it all to depend on you. That's not easy. I just want to let you know. Having to hunt to eat every single day, that's not easy. And to the entrepreneurs in the room, you know what I'm talking about. That's not easy to be able to do. So you want to have habits built in place so that when things do happen outside of your control, what you revert back to is something that sustains the life you are living. Oh, we teaching today. So what I'm saying, and the whole reason for this conversation is just to challenge you, to spur you along, to learn to build in the habits that serve you. What are some habits? What are some habits, some things that you do every day? I can tell you, one of my best habits is going to the lake every day. If y'all notice, y'all seen a few of my posts been right back in front of that lake. You're like, okay, well, for a season, I stopped doing that. And because I defaulted away from my habits, it took a toll on my mind and my heart. I could feel it. And no, I began to become overwhelmed by the things happening around me. Yeah, I'm being human. I'm never going to be the guru on the mountaintop yelling down at you, telling you how to live your life. I'm going to share from a place of authenticity and integrity so you can know we're in this together. You ain't alone. But what habits can you build into your day? I was just talking with my incredible engineer who's in the building right now, doing all the things and making sure that you get this lovely production. Show him some love, by the way, if you want. He's here at Taylor Moore OKC. That is a shameless plug. You can find him on Instagram also, Rose Records. Just check him out, man. You'll see him, see all the things he's up to. But he was literally just saying, for him, it's finding an app that he's found through an incredible ministry, turning on a prayer, listening to that and worship music. That's his habit. So that when life becomes overwhelming, because spoiler alert, life is going to become overwhelming for us all, you have to have something that you refer or literally fall back on that restores you, that grounds you and brings you back into a place of peace and wholeness. What is that for you? What are the habits you have? What type of habits are you building? Even on the things you don't want to do. Guess what, guys? There's some parts of this journey that I hate. I ain't going to tell you what all they are because I don't want y'all to feel like, oh, am I doing one of them? Don't even worry about it. But there's some parts of just being a public figure and being an influencer in that part of that life that I don't super love. But I'm building a habit because one day your door is going to open. And when your door opens, things are going to be ready to explode exponentially for you. And the question is, when that happens, will you be ready and equipped to sustain? And what determines if you are equipped to sustain the success that you are going to achieve is how you prepared in the things you didn't want to do. So when I started out, Trent Shelton challenged me and he said, bro, I want you to record. Start with what you have. You got a phone, right? Yeah, I got a phone. Put it up in your face and use the voice that you have and you record something every single day. 60 seconds. Inspiration. When I first did it and I first started, it was not great. Oh, it was not great. But I just kept going. I kept doing it every day. Got a little bit better. Before there was all of this, the lights and the cameras action, it was just me and that phone. And it was not incredible. But it got better, and it got better, and it got better, and it got better. And I did that for a couple of years. It was a couple of years before my door really would open. And I was online, and I was in a showcase, and I had an opportunity to speak for Les Brown himself. Yet a master motivator, one of the top literally of all time. And he said, you got 60 seconds, son, to inspire me for the year. Show me what you got. And I said, say less. And I breathed fire. When I say I breathe straight fire, I breathe fire. And I got over 100 messages of people saying, what just happened? Mic drop. How did you do that? The most recurring and most common question I got was, how did you do that? How did you communicate so poignantly and so powerfully in such a short amount of time? How did you give such a clear and concise message in 60 seconds that literally transformed the whole room? Well, my friend, how you do anything is how you do everything. You see, in that moment, I just reverted back to my level of training. What they didn't see was the 2 years prior that I had been posting 60-second clips every single day. I had been doing that when nobody was watching. I would go live and do the same thing. Guess what? 4 viewers. Nobody was watching. I don't care. I'm doing it for the love and not for the likes. That's a challenge to you. Do what you do for the love and not for the likes, because the likes are fleeting. They come and go. Those are fickle. But love is forever. And if you love what you do, that is forever. So do what you love for the love and not for the likes. So they didn't see the prior 2 years that I had been going back to literally do this again. I've been literally practicing every single day, so that when my moment came, when the stage came, when the spotlight came, when the opportunity came, when the influence came, guess who was prepared to walk through the door? Me. We were ready to walk through the door because I had been prepared, because I had been doing it, because when nobody was watching, when I was creating concepts, when I was thinking through how to be as impactful as possible in a little bit of time, that's what changed everything. So that's what I'm saying to you. How you do anything is how you do everything. So that's the message for somebody today. You've been discouraged because you've been going live and you've been trying to build a platform, but nobody's watching. You can't get 100 views on the video. You can't get 10 comments on the video. You can't get a share on the video. You can't get whatever your goals are for all of that stuff. And it says, you know what? I've been doing this for a year. I just told you it took me 2 to break through. I've been doing this for a year. I've been doing this for 3 years. Some of y'all are like, I've been doing this all my life, and I haven't yet to catch a break. When is my time coming? I cannot say when. I can't. Only God knows that. I can't say how. I can't. But what I can tell you is your day is coming. Your time is coming. That's where I read in a very good book. Matter of fact, the best-selling book of all time. It says, do not grow weary in doing good. Don't grow weary on your journey. For in due season, you will reap the harvest. Caveat being, if you do not give up. So I don't know how long it's been. And that it really doesn't matter, because when it comes, when it gets greater later for you, it's going to make all that struggle, all that time, all that sacrifice worth it. Your season is coming. Due season is coming for you. If you don't give up, that's the caveat. Will you keep going? Will you persevere? Which was going to be the message for today. Say that for next episode. Will you persevere? Will you press on? Will you keep going? And will you dance like no one's watching? Will you sing like no one's listening? Will you do to the fullest of your ability, giving everything you got to the world in spite of who's watching? Just like I told that troll on TikTok, I don't care how many people is here. I'm not robbing the person who needs all of me and the way I show up from what they need because of who's watching. That's not my concern. My concern is helping who's in front of me at the proper time. I don't care if 1 million people don't listen to this episode. However many of y'all listen to it is who's meant to listen to it. And this was for you. And now you got your marching orders. So ain't no more sitting by. Ain't no more idle. Ain't no more questioning. Ain't no more half giving what you got to give. Stop half doing things that you know you can give more effort to. Stop sitting and playing small because you don't love the season you in right now. Stop diminishing the value that you bring because you don't have the millions of followers yet. Just show up. Show up with the gift. Show up and give the gift. Show up in service to the greater good. Don't give up and keep going because due season is coming. So keep doing everything that you know to do and keep building the life you love to live because you can.